welcome back to the car sales community. You join me after I have made yet again another poor financial decision. But it's okay, because it's a Mark 6 Fiesta. Great, isn't it? Now there is going to be some of you who don't tune into this channel quite regularly, who maybe is quite new to the channel possibly, but all the OG watchers of my channel from the early days, especially back from being budget bangers when I was on my driveway, these cars are one of my favourite. They are fantastic. I know them extremely well. Also, I did accumulate a lot of parts for them. I'm not gonna lie, as well, this is my first purple one. I've had them in many different flavours and varieties, but this one is a good one because, for one, it's a Z-Tech model. That's a good model. It's also a 1.4 diesel, which means it's possibly one of the cheapest cars out there to run. It'll do 50-ish mile to the gallon. It's £35 road tax, very low maintenance, and overall just a cracking car. But this car came to me extremely cheap. I paid a whopping £220 to be exact for this car as an MOT failure. Now we're going to have a look around it and we're going to see whether I've lucked out or whether I have been conned, as they say on YouTube.
That's what I thought I'd do. I thought I'd bring us outside. The sun's shining. I thought, why not? Let's get a proper look at it. So what have we got? Again, 2006 Ford Fiesta. It's a 1.4 diesel. It's got 101,000 miles on it. Now, unfortunately, it is on the register. It's not the end of the world. It's a Category C, so it was a fairly long time ago. And what else? Being the Z-Tech model, you do get front fog lights, colour-coded bumpers, alloy wheels. You get, in here, front electric windows, electric mirrors. You also get air conditioning, which is working as well. You get the usual Ford front and rear heated screens. You also get their auxiliary input. You also get a trip computer as well. Snazzy. Other than that, you don't get a great deal. But what we'll do is, before we get too distracted, we'll have a look around and we'll see what it's like condition-wise. Straight off the bat, you've got some bubbling on this front wing, and it's very rusty at the bottom of the wing. It's an old car at the end of the day. Headlights need a good polish. There's a little bit of a chip in the paint there that is quite common. So when you push down on the bonnet, when you're closing it, you can be known for that. If you push too low down, you can crack them. Does want to set a number plates. It did have a private plate on, and these were just the ones that were in the boot. I have got it running because, as I said, the battery's not the best in the world, so I do hope you can hear me. Along the side, other than rusty sill, and it's starting to go a little bit up in this arch here, if you can see. What I would do personally with that is I'd knock the rust off and then give it a little bit of a treat and then touch it in, because you don't want to go painting that, because you're going to end up painting a lot of that arch, which could be a day job considering the car it is. Or what you could do is you could just blacken the sills with someone's sill and forget you ever seen that. Somebody has cared, obviously. If you're bothered about chipping the edge of the door, you've obviously cared. Got some bad boy wind deflectors and a bit of trim held on by electrical tape. That's approved. Bit of a dodgy touch-in on this back corner. Again, fully approved. Some Help for Heroes stickers and a little poppy. That I can definitely get behind. Somebody has been on eBay and bought these absolutely horrendous badges. Wait there. Fix. Looks tatty, but definitely looks better. Doesn't look like some boy races, something wet dream. Something going on in the paint there. You're not going to care too much, are you? Surely not. And again, down the sides, rusty sills, but a little bit of bubbling starting to come in this front wing. Again, are you going to care? No. Wheels probably need a refurb. Are you going to care? No, not really. What you would do with this is you would simply just spruce it up. You'll get a road legal, maybe take it to the local car wash, spend 20 quid on a mini valet, and that would be it. If I'm being honest with you, we'll have a look inside. Inside's not bad. It's a bit grimy, but it's not the worst I have seen. You've obviously got plenty of muck down there, some wires for something hanging down there. Looks like somebody's had something hooked up with it. And get it inside once the radio cut because the battery's been dead. Ooh, that saves me never buying one of them again. Lovely. Yeah, it is what it is. Grimy. It's just grimy. That's all it is. There is a set of mats in the boot as well. It's very rare that works. And again, half of somebody's pooch from the back seat and some bin bags. It's even got floor mats back here as well. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I mean, the evidence would suggest somebody's cared because they've cared enough to flip the floor carpet, the boot carpet, over so it doesn't get damaged. So yeah, somebody must have cared at some point. Now this car is an MOT failure, and it's quite straightforward really, but it is quite an unusual one. What it is it's obviously an MOT failure failed on ABS light, which is a passenger front wheel bearing's got a missing tooth. It has also failed on a driver's wheel bearing, being noisy. Passenger side brake is binding. The sill wants a patch. Handbrake wants doing. And then in theory you should have a full MOT with no advisories. But somebody has already paid to have the welding done, and they've done a very good job of that from what I can see. They've also sorted the handbrake out. It looks like it's had new handbrake cables on it. But for some strange reason they've gone, we'll stop there. Why? I do not know, because basically in theory all it needs to get through an MOT now is 2 front wheel bearings and a brake caliper. So why would you stop there? Why would you do essentially what you could consider the hard work and then leave the easy work? I do not know. And you never know. Obviously, if you buy a car that's an MOT failure, don't just do that MOT work and buy it. Yep, great, nice one. Always get them in with your garage and get them checked out, because obviously MOTs can be a little bit more opinion based, shall we say. Might not be the correct word for it, but one MOT's opinion of a failure and another MOT tester's opinion of a failure could be a different thing altogether. So always get them checked out. You know, I've done plenty of videos in the past where I have bought MOT failures. I made that rookie mistake of doing the work and then taking them for MOT and they still fail. So make sure you are careful with that. In terms of driving, this car drives decent, apart from the brake sticking on it and the wheel bearing screaming at you. It drives spot on. Pulls as it should, stops as it should. You know, considering that the brake is absolutely jammed on, it does drive quite well. So what is my plans for this car? My plans are, for the immediate time being, partly because it is on the register and it is a little bit tatty in places, my plan is to trade it out. For somebody who wants just a cheap run around, even a trader could probably use this, stick an MOT on it and just use it as what we call in the trade as a good little burner. Just something that you can just run cheaply, use, abuse, and then throw away once you're done with it. A bit like my Sandero. That's basically what this could be like. I just use and abuse that. Somebody will just use and abuse this. There's maybe other stuff you could end up finding that wants doing to it. You don't know, but really what you want to do is get it board legal and then decide what you're doing with it. You could potentially make some money on it. I know, like, if I was to get an MOT put on it, I could potentially then just be like, right, on my Facebook page, is anybody after a cheap car, 800 quid, come and get it. You know, if it lasts you a few months, it lasts you a few months. If it lasts you a year, great, spot on. But yeah, cheap car, cheap run. There's not really anything major that goes too wrong with these. Back axles have a tendency to rot when they get old. Other than that, you know, they do what they need to do.
So yeah, what do you think? You can't really get conned when you're buying a car for that sort of money, can you? So it is what it is. You live and learn, but I think this could be an alright one. You know, potentially you might want some more work doing to it, you never know. But let's say at least it's going to want 2 wheel bearings and a caliper. You know, I've had a quick look. Somebody's done a very good job of the welding on it, and it has recently had handbrake cables on it as well. So it's just a little bit of a concern as to why you would spend that money and then just go, you know what, I'm gonna call it a day. It's just confusing to me. But not a stranger's fork, as they do say. So if you do like this sort of content, please do hit that like and subscribe button, and all the usual socials will be in the description down below. And thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.